All right. We are in the women's pre-owned dresses. We're going to be searching for a bolo above $100. Let's go over to the sold section and we will select sort Z to A on solds above $100. And we are going to be looking for volume brands. Volume is going to be found in the lower sell-through categories. So we're going to go under 40% sell-through. One thing you can do is you can go by number and you want to go greater or equal to. Let's say we want volume over 100 sales. And we can go to sell through instead after that and sort Z to A. And this will be the highest sell through in brands that sell over 100 pieces within $100 or over $100. So there's a brand called Doan, Ajay, Spell, Karen Millen. Karen Millen. I don't know much about this brand. Um, let's add something else in. Let's go for only Bolo or only bailout brands. A bailout brand is a brand that sells under $35, but all of it sells. So you go select 0 on this, and all of these brands do sell if you end up having to price it below $35, getting closer to 0. As you get closer to 0, the item will sell. So this is a brand where you can find stuff above $100, but you essentially can't lose money on it because if you price it down, somebody will pick it up. All right, let's check out Roberto. I think Roberto Cavalli. That's a 7% sell-through rate, but if you get down to the lower numbers, that's 31 solds between 0 and 35. Um, you could try and make it so you go for a double bailout brand. A double bailout brand would be 0 to 35 and 35 to 60. All of it sells. You go to the listed section, press 0, and that is a lot less to look at. Um, everything that sells above $100 will also have the added protection of selling for sure between $60 and $0. Somewhere in there, it will get sold no matter what. We do have one here that is a triple bailout brand, and that would be Chanel. You could eliminate the ones that have 0 solds in this category, but let's say greater or equal to 1. They have to have at least 1 sale. That leaves us with only two or three pieces. This is 3. Um, let's go for Emilio Pucci. There's only 5% sold. But when you do have the protection of being able to sell it no matter what, under $60, it opens up a lot of opportunities on just what will be worth picking up for you. Let's go to see all. Oh, didn't work right. So the MrMarketMaster subscription is $10 a month. Spreadsheet updates monthly, and I do add bolos on a pretty regular basis. If you personally are actually interested in making some money for yourself and you happen to have a following, you can go ahead and sign up on the website to be a bolo hunter and an affiliate. Affiliates get $5 for each person that's subscribed to the main spreadsheet, but as a bolo hunter, you get the opportunity to actually charge the people who have access to your bolos just a subscription fee. Prices start out between $1 and $10. And as you grow a following, you can raise that subscription price. So it is honestly worth the time. Just doing this, what I'm doing right now, is something that could pay you money if you have following to just market it to. So let's go to brand, and we were looking for Roberto Cavalli. That is 207 solds. We're gonna get rid of completed items. Completed items would be auctions that may not have sold. 207 results. And all right, dress length is up here. Short and knee length and midi and long. It's actually pretty spread out across the dress length, but we're only at a 7% sold. I think probably the biggest thing we could do to skew that in the right direction is probably put a price cap on this. That is a dress that's sold for $800. That dress is probably worth $800. Good job. But there's probably not too many of them. Let's go ahead and actually go back. So the fact that some of them do sell for that great money is probably skewing the numbers, given that there is about 7% sell-through on this. Let's say $200. We'll go for $200 first just to see how it skews the numbers. That's 76 solds and 648 listed. I think there were, yeah, it was a 7% sell-through rate. I think that was over 2,400 something listed. So let's go back to sold. Go to see all. All right, let's go to style. Material, not seeing anything. Silk. It sucks to see not specified because it makes it harder to do your research. Let's see, we're at 60, we're at like animal print. Let's try animal print. You got 22 solds on animal print and 105 solds, between $100 and $200. That's a 20% sell-through rate. That is better than what we had. But let's try and find something else. We want to try to find something that specifically raises the sell-through a lot. All right, that's 32 sleeveless. If you have not specified on items over $100, pretty much anywhere, you are being a lazy reseller. Do not do that. Sleeve length should be an added item specific on your $100 plus item. Just do yourself the favor. All right, so that's 32 solds for sleeveless and 203 results for listed. That's actually worse. Let's go back. Closure is actually a pretty good one. Pullovers, honestly. 38 not specified on closure. Be better. All right, we got 20 solds for pullover. 126. That is, yeah, let's try and find something that's at least over 30% sell-through before we go farther. Multicolor. Yeah, honestly, a lot of this stuff seems to be like floral geometric patterns. Let's go for multicolor just as an identifier. That's 39 solds and 241 listed. It's a lot of stuff just clogging up the search results. All right. All right, I don't really want to do it, but let's go ahead and drop the price cap a little bit. Let's put this down to $150. $150 to $100 is a pretty good window of value to just be willing to look out for. If you are trying to find those $800 dresses, you are going to probably have to sit on them if you want that price. There's 45 results and 352 listed. That was just changing the price cap. I'm curious. There are some brands that can have it where the higher end stuff is actually what's selling faster. So let's change this to 350, the max. Let's change the minimum to 200. So that is 52 results for solds and 503. That's a 10% sell-through rate. You can try to look for keywords within the actual titles. There may be keywords that do not exist in the item specifics, and you do want to make sure you're at least trying to find out what those are. I'm seeing longer dresses here. Yep. Seeing longer, midi, knee length. Let's go for long dresses to start with. So 16 results for long dresses. And 56 listed. Not a great sell-through rate. We've also lost a lot of volume. Let's drop the price minimum. Let's take that down to 125. That is 88 listed. And 26 sold. So it's a 25% sell-through rate. So we are still trying to climb up on the sell-through rate. One of the things you need to worry about as a reseller is items like this can seem like a mirage. You can see a ton of value in that sale, but it will take a long time to get that item sold for that good money. If you're spending $30 on a dress like this at a thrift store, that is a lot of money just invested in just a dress that will sit on the shelf for maybe a year or two. You want to be careful about stuff like that. Do not try to oversell this stuff if you're trying to pay up for it. So, still working on something that actually changes the sell-through to above 100. Let's go for sleeveless. There's 11 solds for sleeveless and 26 solds. That's about 40% sell-through. Let's fiddle with the prices on this. A 40% sell-through is better than a 10% sell-through. Let's go for a $100 minimum and a $200 maximum. 12 listed, 5 sold. It does seem to be fighting us. The goal should be to get to a search result that is above 100% sell-through. Shorts, short dress. It's 13 solds for that. Let's go ahead and get rid of the long item specific. That's 13 solds and 67 listed. It's actually a lot worse. So there's more volume on the short dresses, but the long dresses have a better sell-through. Let's go ahead and get rid of the short. Actually, not sure. I'm pretty sure knee length is longer than midi. I'm actually not sure about that. Work with me. All right, that's 11 solds. 104 listed. That is not the way to go. That is not the direction to go. That was knee length. Let's go for midi. Now there's 13 solds in midi. 53 results for listed. Still not liking it. Let's get rid of the sleeveless category. Let's also get rid of midi. It seems like the longer dresses are having a higher sell-through rate. Let's check that one more time. That's 12 results for solds, 44 listed. This one is fighting us. Let's go to see all. Sleeve length. Size. Size small. They're all size small. So that's 6 solds in small and 7 listed. All right, that's actually not that bad. With that one, I would start to fiddle with the price caps. Let's go back to solds. Let's change this price cap. Let's raise the price cap. I want to see how that goes. So there is some solds above $300. That is 7 solds, 11 listed. So the sell-through rate does go down a bit as you go higher. Let's change the price minimum to 60, and we'll go for 120 price max. That's only 2 results, but there's only 3 listed. So specifically for the size small, it does seem that it does raise the sell-through price. Let's change this to $200 and see how these are selling above $200. Oh, that's only 1 sold. We want higher volume than that. Finding 2 solds and 1 listed for a specific search result is not necessarily a good sell-through rate because it doesn't have volume. Let's go ahead and take the price cap off of this and just see how they're performing in general. That's 4 solds and 43 listed. This is people trying to oversell their item. They are not going to get that sold. Honestly, that person might get their dress sold, but honestly, that's just a piece of silk in a closet somewhere. So don't get too attached to your inventory. Let's go back. That price cap is too high. Let's go very broad. I have taken off the price limiters, so that's 11 solds and 53 listed. So let's go back. We did have decent sell-through, somewhere between $100 and $300. Oh, it was let's go one more back. All right, 12 results were sold between $112 or $100 and $200, and I think we ended up finding that the size small was selling best. That is 6 solds and 7 listed. And a brand this large and that has so much listed in it, this is probably about the best we're going to get as far as an actual Bolo search. Let's look at the specifics of what it looks like selling. It looks like more neutral colors here, blacks. This is all floral stuff. Let's select multicolor. That is 4 solds and 4 listed. Let's get rid of we're still trying to dial in the search categories so that we can actually try and find more volume. We want more sold listings, more sold listings. So that's 9 results for solds without the long category. And 0. Let's do a refresh. That might not work out right. Yeah, it's 24 listed and 9 solds. This is getting pretty specific. Let's get rid of multicolor. That's 6 solds, 7 listed. I think we're about pinned right here. I don't think we're going to find a better sell-through rate. Let's check what is not sold. We're looking at like floral with neutral colors. There was a couple orange ones down there. So these ones with brighter green colors is probably not what they're looking for. This one is pretty plain right here. This one's pretty plain. This one's pretty plain. But there are 2 floral ones right here that probably have a better chance of getting sold. So comparing what has sold to what hasn't sold can also give you a pretty good idea of what will actually sell if you find it. So this actually probably, I'd consider this as having a sell-through rate of probably 6 solds versus 2 listeds, because these ones are not like all the unsold ones. Yeah, these like there's no boring patterns in here. All right. Thanks for your time.